Okay, so this is going to be our part number 3 of your NFSU Mphil Clinical Psychology examination, and definitely in 2025 or 2026, whichever session you are watching this video, you will be finding questions from these video only. If you have not watched the previous part, the second one, the first one, make sure that you have watched all the parts, all the PYQs which we have solved on this channel, and make sure that you have subscribed to it as well. Now, first of all, now we are dealing with question number 21. We have already covered 20 questions. Let's start. The first form of the Wechsler scales emerged in. Now the question is asking from your portion of psychological testing from your syllabus, and next 3-4 questions which we are going to witness right now is directly once again from your psychology testing syllabus. Okay. Now talking about Wechsler scale, why this emerged? Because of this particular condition. IQ is equals to MA upon CA into 100, or what is the formula correct? IQ is equals to CA upon MA into 100. Okay, I think this is the correct formula. IQ is equals to CA divided by MA into 100. And if you think this is the correct answer, make sure that you comment down below. I am thinking that this is the correct formula. Okay, I may be wrong. Try to prove me wrong. This is going to be the question for your day. So comment what is the correct formula for your IQ. Okay, so when the formula of IQ was not providing healthy enough benefits for these guys, then came the concept for your Wechsler scales, because intelligence was measured only for the children starting from 1905, 1 year after the Charles Spearman 1904 factor analysis and that thing. What? G factor and S factor, two factor theory. Okay. 1 year after, Alfred Binet and Simon made this, what, made this intelligence test in 1905 after, by the request of Ministry of Education from France. And then in 1912 one guy came, then in 1916 it was done something like that and all those things. But the question is asking you about the Wechsler scales. Okay, so the most primary reason why Wechsler scales was introduced, because we were not able to make a efficient scale for whom? For 18 plus guys. For us it was not proper at that time, and that is why in 1939 this guy came up with the idea of making Wechsler scale. 1939 is the first one. No 1990, no 1929, and no 1949. Okay, now what is your work? Your work is, after it was made in 1939, what happened after that? When one came, second came, third came, fourth came, fifth came. When Wechsler scales are revised edition is coming up, you have to now learn about that. Okay, this question is telling you that you have to know about the chronology, about the complete detail for your Wechsler scales as well. Okay, and see, I can guarantee you now you will never forget in your entire life that when Wechsler scales was introduced for the very first time. Okay, you might be knowing this, but now what association technique, what memory method, or what is the pegword system we are going to associate with this, you will never forget about these Wechsler scale. When was this the first form was introduced or emerged? Okay, now interestingly, 1939 was the same year when the big boss called as Sigmund Freud was dead. Okay, in the same year, what came up? Wechsler scales came up. I mean, the very first from 1939 came up. Okay, so the same year when Sigmund Freud was dead, in 1939, 23rd of September 1939, and he was born on May, I guess, 6/5 like this, 1856. Okay, this was the date of birth, and this is the date of, what we can say, death date or cremation, whatever that is. Sigmund Freud was dead on 1939, and same year the first form for your Wechsler adult intelligence scale came up in 1939. Then it goes to revision 1, 2, 3, 4 and WAIS 4. You have heard this maybe. Now what is performance scale, what is subtest, and all those things you need to take care of. And from where you can take care of, the ebook will summarize all of these things. Now moving forward to the next question. See, again same question from the same thing. The Wechsler-Bellevue scale emerged to meet various objections in testing. Which of the following is not one of them? This is a difficult one, this is a tricky one, and you have to learn some things over here. Overemphasis on speed test, overemphasis on test for school children, lack of representativeness of adults, and high difficulty level of the test. Okay, So try to answer what is the correct answer for this in the comment section. Okay, the Wechsler-Bellevue scale emerged. It came up to meet various objections in testing. There were objections in testing to meet that. This WBS came up. Which of the following is not one of them? Overemphasis on speed test, overemphasis on test for school children, and lack of representativeness of adults. Okay, now you can easily answer this if you have listened to the previous conversation, the previous 4 5 minutes which you are watching. Why? Because I just told you why this guy came up in 1939 with his idea, because of adults, right? Lack of representativeness of adults. These scales or these testing were not able to generalize for adults to calculate those adult score, I mean intelligence score and all those things. So third option is eliminated because the question is asking you about not one of them. So out of these, one is going to be absolutely absurd topic. Now overemphasis on test for school children, obviously that is the same reason. So second and third are correct. Now you are confused between overemphasis on speed test and high difficulty level of the test. And why it came up? Because of the option number 4, high difficulty level of the test. This was included. Okay, so why Wechsler-Bellevue scale emerged? 1 2 3, because the question is asking you not one of them. Okay, now you just saw two questions from where? From your intelligence, I mean psychological testing. Now it's time for the third one. I am telling you this WAIS is very IMP. See, third question once again. Now they are asking is which of the following is not a performance subtest for Wechsler. I will call it Wechsler. It is more easy to pronounce Wechsler as compared to Wechsler. Okay, so Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale third edition. Now they are talking about Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale third edition. Okay, letter number sequencing, block design, digit symbol coding, and picture arrangement. Now the most common sense question which you can answer in your entire life is this. If you have not studied about Wechsler, it's completely okay. If you don't know about the what performance subtest anything, completely okay. If you don't know when this came up first in 1939, it's completely okay enough. But do you know the difference between a performance and a verbal or maybe a non-verbal or whatever that is? Okay, performance subtest. Now we will just solve based on what? Based on our common sense. Okay, let's try to solve just this question on common sense, because in the exam hall also everything you would have studied is not possible, so you have to apply some common sense. So what is the meaning of performance? What is the meaning of performance is that you have to perform something. Okay, fair enough. Now picture arrangement, will this need a performance? Will this need you to perform something, or will it need to have some knowledge about literacy or numbers and all those things? Okay, so this is picture arrangement. Now next is your what? See, just block design. If you know about block, arrange those blocks like this, like this, like this. It will again a performance. It will symbolize a performance test. Okay. So 2 and 4 are easily eliminated, because for these two you can just by using your common sense you can think, okay, this will be need to perform by someone or the person or the client or anyone taking the test. Now you are confused between letter number sequencing and digit symbol coding. Okay, now digit symbol coding and letter number sequencing, what you think out of these? You have to take your chances now 50-50% in the examination hall, because all the 100 questions you have studied and that will come is likely impossible for particularly Nfsu, because you will find questions these NTA guys are preparing, and you will find questions not out of 100 you will be able to solve. Okay, now what do you think? Letter number sequencing sound more performance like, or digit symbol coding sounded more performance like? So I hope you would have answered this. The correct option is option number 1, letter number sequencing, because letter may be A, B, C, D till Z and numbers can be 1 to infinity. Okay, whenever, wherever you can count till then. And why we have marked option number 1? Because they are not asking about the performance thing. They have asked about which of the following is not a performance subtest. Fair enough. So option number 1 is going to be the correct answer 100%. Now you would wonder, sir, where can I read this? Where can I study about this WAIS completely? The one and only one single particular option is the ebook. If you will read very carefully, very properly from this particular book, at least any examination in India happening right now, you will never fail or you will never have difficulty to clear the examination. And as you can see this WAIS 3 verbal subtest and their functions, vocabulary, similarities, arithmetic, digit span, information comprehension, and the letter number sequencing test. That is why we have marked option number A as the correct answer. Picture completion, digit symbol, block design, and you can read more for the performance subtest as well. What you need to refer is you need to refer the A book. If you want the physical one, link is in the description. If you want the free one, link is in the Telegram. You can join our Telegram channel and get this for completely free. But as per my experience with students, 99.9% PDF are never read. Okay, so it's completely your take, and if you have those pad and Kindle edition and all those things, then it is different. But still, now again this question is again directly from, I will not tell, you have to find out in the ebook, it's there. Okay, percentiles are scores representing percentage of correct responses, scores of an individual in respect to its position in a score distribution, normal distribution of scores, measure used when score transformations are not mandated. And I guess in the previous video also I have showed you about this thing, that how you have to mug up this concept that these are asymptotic. Mean median mode will always be over there, and this is the highest coordinate for your NPC. And what else? Yes, 2, 14, 34, 34, 14, 2. Just mug this up. It will always remain the same. No need to trouble. It will always be the same. 34, 34, 68%, and all those things you will be easily able to eliminate. Now, what are percentiles? If I say that your score is 84th percentile, what does it mean? Does it mean scores representing percentage of correct responses? If I am telling you, you got 84th percentile, what does it mean? Score, this is your score and representing percentage of correct responses, that you have answered 84th question correct. No, this is not the case. Okay, Bale. Then normal distribution of scores, is it that? No, obviously it is not normal distribution of scores. Measure used when score transformations are not mandated. No, we are not talking about that as well. We are talking about what are percentiles, scores of an individual in respect to its position in a score distribution. So let's assume that this is a score distribution. You are getting 84th percentile over here, and someone, your friend, is getting 34 percentile or maybe 16 or 50 percentile. Then what it means? It means out of the 100 people who sat for the examination, you are 84th person who is ahead of all these scores. Okay, so its position in a score distribution is the correct option, that is our option number second. Moving forward, again psychophysics is a study of, you will find this in the C book or any general psychology book, is a study of what? Psychophysics. What does it mean? About mind and all those things. Psycho. Make sure to subscribe the channel. And physics means physics. Okay, pi is equals to r square, radius, circumference. Okay, there is mathematics, but yeah, all those Newton's law, third law, second law, first law, talking about physics, is a study of perception illness. Do we study about in psychophysics? Do we study about perceptual illness? No. Do we study about movement perception? Are we going to talk about the five phenomena given by Max Wertheimer? No. Psychological perception or physical stimuli, and none of the above. Okay, so just leave this question. They have given answer as 3. Just leave this at particular point. Okay. But what is more interesting is in 1801, one guy was born. His name was Gustav Fechner or Fechner, and this guy is called as the, this guy or this person is called as the father of psychophysics. Okay, Gustav Fechner's father of psychophysics, studying about psychological perception on physical stimuli. Now what is more interesting is that you have to study about the absolute Lehman and the difference Lehman. Even if you are getting NCRT, it is mentioned very precisely in that NCRT as well, and any general psychology book also, you will find this particular thing about psychophysics. And if you want to deep dive, deep dwell into this thing, refer a book they have given, but it is very lengthy and very confusing. Trust me, even if you study 4 to 5 times, it is confusing, that particular topic, and that is what is difficult because physics is included in that. Okay. Now, once again, it is individual scenario. Correct answer is option number 3, and we will move forward to the next question. Nature is dash. Now, this is an easy one. I hope you are marking along with me. Nature is to dash as nurture is to dash. Now, what is nature and what is nurture? It's so simple. Environment gene or genes environment. You are confused almost in these two only. First and third option. Now what is going to be correct? Nature is to environment as nurture is to gene. No, not possible. Conscious, unconscious, no. option number third is the correct one. What is nature? It is your gene. And what is nurture? It is your environment. Okay. So what is your nature? Your nature is aggression. You got genes from your parents, XX, XY, that what? You will be aggressive. Okay. You will be aggressive. This is in your genes. Both are very, very angry, and you are also born very, very angry right at the hospital. And now, what is nurture? What is nurture? Nurture is you were sent to America or USA or Russia or anywhere else where you got no field or no environment of this aggression and all those things. Okay, now you are too calm, too composed. Why? Because only of the nurture. Okay, so what is the correct answer? Nature is to genes, even they can give you heredity over there. Answer remains the same. Nurture will always be environment. Nurture, to nurture something is, you can, we can check for the Google as well, to look after and protect somebody something while he she it are growing and developing. Fair enough. To encourage something to develop, to help succeed. Okay, so nurture will always be like this, and nature will always be the genes. Don't think about wow, what are aesthetic nature it is around me, what is the wonderful beautiful environment. Okay, this is the common mistake which you all can do, that you will think nature as the environment synonym, because we will always say what, how good our environment is or how good our nature is reciprocally. Now, moving forward to the next one, I hope you are enjoying the video, and this is question number 27. If you are enjoying the video, make sure that you hit that like button so that it can help others as well. Now, so that they are also nurtured properly. Now, which of the following was most closely associated with the structuralist school of psychology? Now, you can find this in C book or in any general psychology book. Even if you refer to NCRT, you might get in trouble. But yes, C book, it is given 100% correct, and many other general psychology books, it is given correct, absolutely. Now, structuralist school of psychology, obviously we will not talk about William James over here. This guy, William James, is the same one who gave that theory. What theory? James Cannon-Bard. No, not James Cannon-Bard. James Lang theory or emotion. Same William James guy, and this guy James also gave you about the pragmatism, where methods don't rely, I mean methods don't matter, only the results matter in pragmatism. Along with William James, you have that John Dewey, D-E-W-E-Y, Dewey, John Dewey. Along with that, one more guy is Charles Sanders Peirce. So whenever they will ask you about pragmatism, they can ask you, obviously if they are asking these kind of questions, if they ask about pragmatism, Charles Saunders Peirce, John Dewey and William James are the three most prominent names associated with that. Now Descartes, you would already know about dualist, and okay, answer it. Is this correct? Dualist I am telling you, or was Descartes a monist? I think he was a monist. Okay, I am pretty sure he was a monist. Prove me wrong in the comment section. Now, what is Watson? Is it Shane Watson or which Watson it is? It is John B. Watson. Now, what he prepared? He prepared a manifesto, not manifesto. Psychology as the behaviorist views it. This thing came up in 1913, where officially behaviorism was started in USA. Okay, United States of America. So when these three guys are talking about different things, obviously the answer remains the same. Edward Tischner used in introspection, and structuralist school of psychology was proposed by him only. Now the school of psychology whose goal was to identify the basic elements of experience was called basic elements of experience. And where you will find the answer in the C book, definitely you will find the answer. Basic elements of experience. Experientialism, no. Dualism, no. Functionalism, no. Only and only structuralism. It will talk about the stream of consciousness, it will talk about the body and mind, different things, and it will talk about the experiences. But we are going towards the elementistic nature, elementistic, and that is what behaviorism opposed. Okay, we cannot use elementistic as behaviorism, but right now the correct answer is your option number 4, structuralism. Moving forward to the next one, and this is again a pretty handy one. Dash is the belief that the mind is fundamentally different from the body. See, what I am explaining it to you, they are just asking questions based on these. So obviously in the upcoming exam also you will find such things happening again and again. Now dash is the belief that the mind is fundamentally different from the body. Mind is different and body is different. Okay. So specialism, centralism, mindism, what all this is happening, just by knowing simple basic meaning of dual, you will be able to answer. Correct answer is your dualism. Okay, option number second, dualist or dualism is the correct answer because fundamentally mind and body are different. Now they are asking about history of psychology or philosophical thought of psychology, which is given in your where it is given in your syllabus. Okay, we are dealing with NFSU Clinical Psychology 2023 question paper, and this is your part number 3, last question for the day. Which of the following is the idea by which we can access the personality of someone by studying their face? Just by studying their face, we can access the personality of someone. Very interesting. And what is the correct answer for this? Okay, we will talk about phrenology first. This is not going to be the answer because it has to do with the surface of our head or how many bumps we are having, BUMPS, we are having in our skull, this cranial area completely. How many skulls, not skulls, how many bumps are there, how many tracts are there, how many those different like these are there. It is going to study in phrenology. And in physiology, our body structure will come into picture. Obviously, not is going to be the answer. I hope you know the meaning of physiology. That much you have studied. Somatology, again, no talking about the somato or the body version. So what remains the answer is your physiognomy. This is the correct answer. Physio means again related to your body, and this might mean nomi means face or whatever. But someone by studying their face, just by studying their face, you will be able to access the personality is called as physiognomy. You might have not heard this word, but you have definitely heard this word called as face reading. Okay, this guy or that guy can read faces and things like that. Okay, I'm not talking about the mentalist guys, those are different, but face reading is something which is. And who came up with the idea of this physiognomy? It was by Johann Caspar Lavater. Johann Caspar Lavater proposed this physiognomy. Obviously, it is from ancient times, but in modern times, who is the prominent name? It is Johann Caspar Lavater. Talking about physiognomy, and this phrenology is for your Franz Gall or GALL, Franz Gall. And with this, we are finished with our part number 3. See you all in the next lecture, that is going to be your part number 4 of your NFSU Mphil Clinical Psychology Entrance Examination PYQ 2023. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Make sure that you are revising, noting down all the points, because definitely you are going to see all these things coming up once again in your recent upcoming examination. And if you have missed by chance, by any means, by any thoughts, part number second, part number 1, then you are doing a heavy mistake in your life. Don't do that. Watch these videos, part 1, second, third, followed by part number 4. See you all soon. Thank you.